Good afternoon, Dr. Ekra.
Thank you. Thank you for making time to come and join our podcast. This is Dr. Ekra. Let's Talk, where we have conversations about education, entrepreneurship, leadership, and inspiration. And today we are honored to be hosting the PS Maritime, Geoffrey Kaituko, who was recently crowned with the recognition CBS and has also won numerous awards this year. So PS Kaituko is from Turkana region, and we are so honored to have you on set. And PS Kaituko is also an author. He has authored a great book that I have read, and the book is Getting Things Done, the key to exemplary leadership. In our podcast, we talk about leadership. So this is one of the books, and he'll tell us more about that. So PS, kindly introduce yourself to the viewers.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ekra, and thank you for having me. As I've been introduced, my name is Kaituko Geoffrey Kaituko, currently serving as Principal Secretary for Shipping and Maritime Affairs. And so I am happy to be here. In terms of background, I'm born and raised in Turkana County. I was exactly born 50 years ago. So I've been around.
So you're half a century.
Half a century. And I hope to live for another half a century.
Yeah, we hope to tap from Dr. Ezekiel Mutua's father.
Yes, the centenarian.
Yes.
So I went to school in Turkana, primary schools. That's where I got my initial education. Then I went to Moi High School, Kabarak, for secondary school education. I came to the University of Nairobi, where I did my first degree. It was a Bachelor of Arts degree in government and Arabic. Thereafter, I went back to Turkana and worked for 3 years, after which I received a scholarship from Ford Foundation. That was in the year 2002. Then I went to the US in 2003 on that scholarship, and it was a Ford Foundation scholarship. And then I did my master's in public administration. Basically, the focus was on public policy. And then I came back in 2006, and joined government. There was a project, a special project under the Office of the President called the Arid Lands Resource Management Project. So I was in charge of their programs in Turkana County.
So the president, that is during the President
Mwai
Kibaki's
Kibaki,
era?
yes.
Okay.
Mwai Kibaki actually was the one in charge. In fact, towards the end of that project, he was able to establish a parastatal, which is today called National Drought Management Authority, to carry on the work that we began under Arid Lands Resource Management Project. That project was the one that was coordinating development and emergency programs in northern Kenya, in the arid districts of Kenya and semi-arid districts. Then in the year 2012, I resigned from government because I had this desire of going into politics. I had felt earlier on that my calling was in public leadership. And so if you looked at my education in terms of preparation, that is exactly what I trained for. And so in the year 2012, I contested for a very new parliamentary seat. It's called Loima constituency. I wasn't exactly elected as an MP. I didn't get it. But 3 weeks after that election in 2013, we had another election coming up. And that is when the proposal for me to run as the first Speaker of Turkana came up. And so we ran for that election, and I was elected.
So you missed getting elected
to the National Assembly, yes.
And then you
I
got
got
the position as a speaker.
Correct.
And became the first speaker
of
Turkana County.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
And
it's
that
a
was
beautiful journey
good
to listen to. And also the level of humility. We don't say University of Nairobi. We say the University of Nairobi.
Yes.
We are not used
To the University of Nairobi.
to just saying it plainly.
Yes, yes.
Anytime the alumni, the
Yes.
alma mater of UON talk, you say
University.
the University of
You know what
Nairobi.
I'll say, Ekra?
Yes,
Shakespeare,
yes.
in his book, I think Romeo and Juliet, stated that a rose by any other names smells as sweet. So you, whether you call it Nairobi University, University of Nairobi, still the same institution. A rose flower, you give it another name, it will still smell
As a rose.
as a rose flower.
Okay, that is good.
So 2013 to 2017, I served as a speaker, the first one. And my role was mainly to establish the foundation for the newly devolved structures. And in this case, the legislative wing of the county government, which was the county assembly. And the county assembly of Turkana has 47 members. We recruited staff, we equipped the assembly, and they were, by the time I was leaving, it was an effective legislature. And that was in 2017. Now, interestingly, when you've been into politics, it's like politics is like a drug. You know, there's that high you will receive. So in 2017, my party then was Jubilee Party. We didn't have a Senate candidate. And so I was approached and asked, Bwana Speaker, why can't you run for this seat? A major party like Jubilee, which has a sitting president as a presidential candidate, cannot have a senatorial candidate. So I agreed because at that point I was also ready for a new challenge. I am this kind of a person who, after a short time, I want to move on to another challenge. Because I believe you accomplish your mission here, you move on to something else. So I ran and I came a strong second.
Pause there, PS. That's very, it's a very strong point for the listener.
Yes.
That you don't pause once you achieve something. And there is something that I learned the other day, very interesting.
Yes.
That the moment you achieve a goal, it stops becoming thrilling.
Yes.
And it stops becoming exciting. So at least we can encourage our viewer learning from the PS
Yes.
that never arrive. Once you get something, look for the next challenge.
Absolutely.
So tell us about the senatorial
campaign. It was a very interesting campaign because now you have to engage with the entire county. And Turkana geographically is a very large country. It's bigger than most provinces here in Kenya, all provinces, and even countries. It was a challenge, but we had support from the party, support from the then President Uhuru Kenyatta, who was our presidential candidate. So we mounted a strong campaign in an area that is considered to be an ODM zone. And so I managed to come second. Our performance was very impressive.
So you are first runners up.
I was first runners up. And I was very happy with my performance because I was like this player who was brought into the game when the game was already on the second half. If you want to run as governor, senator, or women rep in Kenya, you have to start your campaign 2 years ahead of time. 8 months is not enough for you. If you want to run in Nyeri, like where you come from, as a women rep.
I don't know why people keep on telling me
you
I
need
run
2
in
years.
Nyeri. I'm not in politics, I'm in
Well,
education. PS.
let us say if you want to run as governor of Nyeri, you need 2 years to start your campaign.
Everyone is telling me about that.
Maybe it's about time you considered it.
Okay, back to our conversation.
Yes.
So your experience in leadership, we've listened to your story from humble beginnings, coming from Turkana County.
Yes.
So that tells me you didn't go to group of schools. You went to a polling station in primary school.
Yes, I went to Lodop Mixed Primary School, which was the first African school. And we are very proud in Turkana that is the school. When Jomo Kenyatta was under house arrest in Lodwar, his daughter was going to school in Lodwar Primary. I think Christina. And they came back. That's our whole story about our history as Kenya. So Lodwar Primary was the only school for African people. And it was my school from standard 1 to standard 8. Then, because I did very well, those years when you did very well in your KCPE, you are called to a national school. And my national school of choice then was Moi High School, Kabarak. which coincidentally was also a presidential school. And at that time, Moi was at the height of his power as the second president of Kenya. So I went to Kabarak up to Form 4. We were very privileged. So that wasn't a polling station now. It was a complete change from what I had gone through in Lodo Primary,
Yes.
where in early schooling, we were studying under trees, sometimes without teachers, because we, the Turkana people, never had our own teachers. It is other Kenyans who came to teach us.
Yes, I have a neighbor who used to be a teacher in Turkana from the village.
Yes.
By the way, President Moi Kibaki was my member of parliament.
Ah, yes, you are
so
fortunate.
there was a neighbor who used to be a primary teacher in Turkana County.
Yes, those Kenyans are the ones who made us who we are today.
Wow.
And at that time, it was very difficult for you to work in Turkana because the infrastructure was poor. It was a difficult area. Civil servants were taken there as a punishment. But those teachers came willingly, and they taught us. And we owe them a huge debt of gratitude because we didn't have local teachers. So I remember in primary school, in lower primary in particular, there used to be a subject called mother tongue. So now that your teacher is Kikuyu or Kalenjin or Luya, when it is mother tongue, they will either teach you in Swahili or they will teach you some song in their language.
A folk song.
A folk song.
Because we didn't have Turkana teachers.
We didn't have Turkana teachers.
So you need to demystify the myths that we have heard about Turkana.
Yes.
Myself, with all humility, have not been there, and I'm looking forward to a youth conference in Turkana so that we can touch the country in all corners. So tell us, what is interesting in Turkana County?
Well, I'll forgive you because you're a typical Kenyan who doesn't understand their country very well.
It is the high time we are trying to do Tembea Kenya. So that's why I want even the viewers to know about Turkana County.
Yes. Turkana County, one is now, it's readily accessible today. We have excellent roads. If you want to go by road, you'll get there. In 12 hours, you'll be in Lodwar.
12 hours from Nairobi?
Yeah, from Nairobi, because you have to do stopovers. It's 734 kilometers. And then there are daily flights from Wilson to Lodwar. But Turkana, I'll tell you, is the most beautiful county and potentially the richest county in Kenya. Richest in the sense that we've been endowed by God naturally with everything. We have, oil was discovered in Turkana. We have minerals. We have a lake. We have rivers. We have land. Name it. I mean,
how far is Chalbi Desert?
Chalbi Desert is across the lake.
Okay.
It is in Marsabit. The Turkana side is semi-desert. The deserts are found mainly on the Marsabit side.
Okay. That's interesting.
So we share the lake with Marsabit County. That is where the boundary is in Lake Turkana. So you'll find the lake, a big part of it is in Marsabit, the deeper waters. But it bears the name Turkana because the community that surrounds it is largely the Turkana community on both sides, on the western shores and on the eastern shores.
So we can buy land next to the oil discovery?
Well, if you, yes, Kenyans have been buying land there. Because it is community land, you negotiate with the locals. And you know, typically what people don't know is that in Turkana, you have all these Kenyans. Some of them, we found them there. They were born with us. You'll find somebody called Kamau or Otieno or Wanyama. It's not that they came from somewhere else. They were born and raised there. So like Lodwar town is very much cosmopolitan, you know, because of the fact that for a long time it was the main settlement in the northwest part of Kenya.
Okay.
So Turkana also, another fact is, it's the only county in Kenya that borders 3 countries. It borders Ethiopia, South Sudan, and northern Uganda.
Wow.
Yes.
So in terms of trade, you have 3 countries to trade with.
If we open up our borders properly. Yes. Between us and Ethiopia, between us and South Sudan, between us and northern Uganda.
That's interesting and good to learn that. I
Yes.
know the viewers are listening and the lovers of road trips. They can
Yes.
plan a road trip too.
That will be
Turkana.
that will be a fantastic adventure.
Yes.
Yeah, that is an experience that any Kenyan should actually enjoy. You see your country, how beautiful it is. You know, Ekra, let me tell you something. We Kenyans don't appreciate how much this country is beautiful. You go to the west, you go to the coast, you go to the east, you come to the center, you go to the north. Every part of this country is absolutely fantastic. It's very beautiful. In a small space, God gave us everything. God gave us mountains, valleys, rivers, an ocean, lakes, you know,
True, true.
wildlife, good weather, good people.
True, true, true.
Yes,
We have everything in Kenya. I
yes.
agree with you.
In that small space called
I
Kenya.
agree with you, PS Kaituko.
Yes,
Now, you have shared your journey from how
yes.
you were born, how you went to high school, your journey in leadership.
There's a
And
part I am yet to complete.
Mhm.
Between 2018 and 2022, I
Yes,
was an advisor
yes.
for social sector at the Office of the Deputy President.
Hmm.
And then in 2022, December, I became PS. First
Ah,
for the labor docket,
yes,
labor and skills development
yes.
for 10 months.
Hmm.
Then last year I was transferred to maritime.
Okay. Now, you're the current PS for maritime and shipping. This is an area that a lot of Kenyans do not know. Even on a side conversation, we were talking about how many boats do we have in Kenya. We have had such conversations, and this is something that Kenyans need to know. For that Kenyan who is looking for entrepreneurship opportunities, or that Kenyan who is looking for a career in maritime. So tell us, what happens day to day in maritime and shipping?
Yes, thank you very much. That's a very important question, and I'm glad you've asked it. Kenyans, not out of their own fault, but out of the way we are structured as a country. Economically, we are an agricultural country. We are land-centric. So for many years, Kenyans have never focused to look at the sea and the lakes as sources of economic, uh, economic activities. Now, the maritime sector is basically about the ocean, the Indian Ocean, and also the lakes that we have, Lake Victoria, Lake Turkana, Lake Naivasha, the water bodies within Kenya. In some other countries that are bigger rivers, also the mandate of the maritime ministry will include the big rivers. So it's about the water bodies. Now, we have associated blue economy and maritime with fisheries because we know the fish, we eat the fish. That is one segment of this sector. This is a big sector. There's the shipping component, which is about maritime transport. Maritime transport is underdeveloped in our country. In other countries, you have cruises, you have ships, you have boats, you have yachts providing maritime transport. So Kenya, for a Kenyan who is interested in the maritime sector, you should look at investing in the maritime transport business. And a ship or a yacht, for those who are wealthy, or any other vessel that we use in the waters to transport people, is like a matatu. You know, you can have your own, invest in it, carry people. Like, why should people in Lamu, for example, use the road to Mombasa? Why can't we have a ship plying that route, okay, or a ferry? Currently in Lake Victoria, you have water buses, a few water buses. You also have a ferry between Luanda Kotieno and Mbita. It shortens distances. Water transport, where it is applicable, shortens distances. For
And
those
it's
of
also
us,
fun.
yes, it's fun. I was coming to that. Like for the Gen Zs,
Yes.
I was once in Lake Turkana for a wedding, and I saw these people coming by boat, the wedding party,
Yes.
and it was so beautiful.
And you
Okay.
wished you were young again. We
Yes,
missed on
we
on
need.
such.
This is what we need to be doing in Mombasa.
Yes.
You go there, you do your wedding on a yacht or on a ship, and then that experience becomes an experience
That is memorable.
that is memorable.
Okay.
Yes. Another thing is, of course, there's marine tourism, which Kenya is known for. Then we have seafaring. Anybody who works on a vessel is called a seafarer. So you can train as a naval architect, as a marine engineer. You can train as an
So pause
hospitality.
right there, because I know we have Form 4s listening to us,
Yes.
the ones who have just cleared high school, and people are used to conventional careers. Conventional careers is teaching, nursing, hospitality, full stop. People don't know that there are other careers, because like seafarers are sought after globally. It's a lucrative career and it is a fun career. So pause again and let the person listening to us who just finished high school about those careers and what they need and their experiences.
Yes, thank you for that question. Kenyans are welcome to train in maritime courses. And these maritime courses are available here at Jomo Kenyatta University. They're also available at Pioneer International University, Mount Kenya University. And then we have a government institution that is specially designed to produce maritime professionals. It's called Bandari Maritime Academy. It is in Mombasa. And then there's the Technical University of Mombasa, which is also producing maritime engineers and other professionals. The thing about this sector is that it is you working at sea, aboard a vessel. You can be an hospitality worker, but you get a job on a cruise ship. You train from Utali or in any other institution as somebody who has skills in hospitality, then you can move to the maritime sector. And the only thing you need is to undergo what is called an STCW training for 10 days to prepare you with skills that will enable you to work on a vessel at sea.
What is STCW?
It is a basic safety course.
Okay.
That you have to be trained for. You are taken through certain basic survival skills, like swimming, firefighting. Should an accident happen at sea.
How long does that take?
That one takes about 10 days.
10 days.
Yeah, preparation.
It is the ministry that does this?
Yes, it is. It's approved by KMA, but it's done at Bandari. It's
Kenya
also
Maritime Authority.
Kenya Maritime Authority. That's the regulator.
Yes.
So for those who are interested as engineers, you can train as a marine engineer. But we are also currently in discussions, because Kenya doesn't have the cargo ships require naval architects. They require engineers much more than hospitality trained personnel. So Kenya as a country needs to produce more of these cadres, the engineers, the naval architects, so that they can be captains in a ship, they can be engineers at sea, because the world has a serious shortage of these skills. And I was in Korea this year. Korea is the second largest shipping nation after China. And they told me that we want to recruit Kenyans because the Kenyan brand globally is respected.
True.
Because we speak
Kenyans, we are hardworking.
Our work ethics.
We speak good English.
Yes.
And we are resilient.
Yes. And then we mingle with other cultures.
Yes.
Very easily. So what we are doing as government is to enter into MOUs for recognition of our certificates by those other countries, so that our young people who train as seafarers in whichever line can be able to get employment with those particular shipping lines or shipping companies. So I was telling you about Korea.
Yes.
And the Korean Ship Owners Association were telling me that, the officials were telling me that we want Kenyans. We want to have as many of them as possible. And when I look at our pool, if we sign this MOU between us and Korea, the only 10 Korean companies are enough to take all the people in the market.
Wow.
So where will we get the extra ones?
Mm.
if we don't train as many Kenyans as
Yeah,
possible.
so we need to train as many, because I am aware also Germany is looking for the same.
Absolutely.
We have a lot of Kenyans working in Dubai,
Yes.
maritime. We have a lot of Kenyans working all over, the same seafarers and
Yes.
such careers.
Yes.
They are in high demand because the West is luxurious.
Yes.
Yes, because I know I have a student working in Brazil and US, the same kind of courses. It's a good thing.
The thing about seafaring, it pays more than the other ordinary jobs.
Yes, it pays more.
Yes.
And you're a tourist every day.
Yes, because
if I was young, that is the career that I would want to take.
You'll be on board a vessel for 9 months.
Yes, you are on board a vessel for 10 months, cruising from Mexico to the US, to Europe,
Yes.
to South Africa, then back to Africa.
That's
it's a
correct.
Beautiful experience.
If you look at Kenyans who are, we call it the golden era of seafaring in the 70s and early 80s, who are seafarers, they became well established, but they are mainly concentrated in the coast.
Yes.
Because the seafaring profession was well known among the coastal communities. But now we want other Kenyans to embrace it.
And to know.
To know, so that
Badari is not only for the coast region
yes.
people, anybody else can train.
Absolutely.
For such trainings.
Yes.
Now, PS, that's a good job that you're doing in
Thank you.
your ministry. And
Thank
we
you
have
very much.
seen you being recognized 3
Yes.
times this year. So tell us about those prestigious recognitions.
Thank you very much. First and foremost, Dr. Ekra, you know, the thing about recognition,
Yes.
If you've been in public service, it makes you feel that what you've been doing is worthwhile. I mean, people see your work and it's being appreciated. Well, early this year, I got an award from Polytrack for star leaders, for being among the top 5 PSs in terms of outstanding performance. And then recently I got another award from Your Excellency Awards, YEA. And by the way, I thought I saw you also get an award.
Yes.
Let me congratulate you.
Thank you.
From the same
yes,
organization.
Excellency, the
Yes.
Heshimika Foundation.
Yes. And then my state department received what is called the FIRE Award for financial reporting. We were runners-up, number 2,
yes,
among all the state departments. And so we received this award, very prestigious. It is organized by ISPAC, and I think Nairobi Stock Exchange. They're the ones who were behind that award. And I was very happy. But you know, the one that really I felt highly recognized when I saw my name on the Gazette was the one the president gave me the other day.
And congratulations for that, the
Thank you very much.
CBS recognition.
Thank you very much. Yes, the first class chief of the Order of the Burning Spear. I mean, after almost 25 years of service to the nation in various capacities,
yes,
I felt that Kenya now has recognized all that effort.
True.
It is very rare to get it.
Yeah, because intrinsically, everyone has got something that screams deep down that they want to be appreciated. So basically, when you see somebody appreciate your effort, especially in public service, with all the work that you've been able to do, then it is a testament and it feels good. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And you missed the Your Excellency Awards, and you missed the PLO speech. And one of the things that Professor PLO Lumumba said,
yes,
that discipline is very important. And if you do not have discipline, you are a danger to society.
Yes, I agree with him.
Yes, so you missed that part of his speech.
Yes, I may have missed that part of his speech, but I'm also fortunate that I worked with Lumumba when I came out of the university. He was our commission secretary in CKRC. That was those early jobs you get from when you come out of the university. He was my boss. And Professor Lumumba has always been inspirational.
True.
He's always spoken about ideals, you know, pursuing excellence, you know, building a legacy for current and future generations.
True.
So I can associate with those sentiments.
Sure.
Because essentially, if you are not disciplined, you lack structure.
True.
And when you lack structure, you cannot be able to deliver. And for me, I'm big on delivery, and I think that is why the title of my book is Getting Things Done.
Yes.
This is my leadership philosophy.
Getting things done.
Yes.
The key to exemplary leadership.
Yes.
This is a book that is authored by PS KAITUko,
Yes.
CBS. Now we always have to remember to add that. CBS,
Yes.
is a multiple award winner for his exemplary leadership.